Thank you. Maybe I'll just leave this sign here that says thanks, because thanks. Actually, it's made me nervous. Thank you once again for your participation in the first regional conference of the International Environmental Modeling and Software Society. I would like to, it's been a really inspiring 3 days. I was just reviewing the program again and looking at the keynotes that ranged from global scale to local scale to watershed and plot scale. And actually, I don't know if she's here, but one presenter even showed graphics of the molecular scale modeling of water molecules, which I thought was quite nice because we got the entire scope. The presentation we just heard from Professor Guo, thank you so much, because I think about 3 or 4 times in the keynotes we've seen now those sustainable development goals. I started with the sustainable development goals on day 1 with my keynote, and you have tied it together in the end. And it's very nice to see, so thank you. Sustainability is something that is all of our responsibility, and I hope that you all are inspired to continue to be the kind of scientists that will promote a sustainable world and a sustainable planet and sustainable development. So as we close the first regional conference of the International Environmental Modeling and Software Society, I would like to take the opportunity to thank just a few people who made this possible. First, broadly, I would like all of us to thank the faculty and the staff and the students of Nanjing Normal University for organizing this meeting and executing it with such skill and professionalism, led by Professor Chen and the local committee. Thank you. And thank you to all of the keynote speakers. Many of them are still sitting here with us today and have stayed for the whole 3 days. Thank you. Very inspiring and comprehensive talks. I like the keynote talks because they were very big level and the kind of talks that make you think about the bigger picture. So thank you to all of those keynote speakers. And partly the thanks to the keynote speakers is those of you who have been here all week and have been asking questions and sort of moving the discussions along. That's been so valuable, I think, especially for our young scholars to sit with these great keynote speakers, so thank you. And finally, thanks to all of you who gave speeches and gave technical talks. Like I said, we had the whole spectrum, the spatial spectrum, we had the integrated modeling, we had multiple modeling platforms presented, and data analysis techniques and approaches, very inspiring. And for many of you, you were speaking in my language, and I could not do what you did in your language. So very impressive. Thank you for those speeches, everyone who spoke. Listen, as I mentioned on the first day that you're all, I guess I mentioned it, the first night, that you all now have a membership paid for the International IEMSs, for IEMS, International Environmental Modeling and Software Society. Your registration fee included a 2-year membership, but you have to go online and activate the membership. So you'll receive an email later telling you how to do that. Now, why do you do that? First, because you can put it on your CV. I'm a member of IEMSs. Also, it allows you to vote and help participate and volunteer in IEMSs activities. It allows you to be competitive for something like Early Career Research Award or other awards from the Society, Fellow and other awards. So we would love to have you participate and be part of our society. I would also like to remind you that next year is the International Congress in Brussels, Belgium. Some of you students, start talking to your professors now and encourage them to sponsor you to travel to Brussels, Belgium. And I think we should think seriously about 2 years from now, another Asia Regional Conference. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, Support or no? Yes, support it? Okay, all right. Okay, so that sounds pretty supportive. All right, so we'll talk about possibly doing that. Let me just wrap up with this final comment. So in my opening remarks on the first day, I said that the work you are doing here rises above any political or economic tension that may exist between countries, because it speaks to a higher calling of protecting, preserving, and improving this earth that we all call home together. And I hope as you go forward, as you leave this conference and you go back to your offices and you go back to your computers and your work, that you will remember that concept of this higher calling. Think about that calling that you are all working towards or that you're all speaking to. And occasionally, I would like to encourage you to do the following. Step 1, turn off your computer. Step 2, walk outside into the daylight, and the natural light may seem strange to some of you who spend so much time at your computer like me. Step outside into the natural light, breathe the fresh air, swim in the water, go hike in a mountain and a hill, and remind yourself why it is we do what we do. Does that make sense? And with that, I once again thank you for being here, for being a part of the IEMSs Society in this wonderful conference. Thank you once again. Thanks.